Good evening, everybody. Our July 27, 2026 meeting is called to order. We're going to have prayer, and then we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. Let us stand for both prayer and pledge. Let us pray. Gracious God, we thank you for allowing us to be here tonight to represent the interests of our city. We thank you for guiding us, that our thoughts are clear, our hearts are in the right place, that it's all about advancing the city of Natchitoches for the greater good of everybody who lives here. We want to pray once again as we're getting very close to another school year starting. We pray for all of the administrators, the cafeteria workers, the bus drivers, the students, and the counselors, so many other people who have an impact on our youth in this community. Just thank you that they're going to be led by your spirit. They will build up and not tear down our youth. And Lord God, we just thank you for every department, that we would always be energized and focused on serving our residents to the very best of our ability. We ask for these many and other blessings in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen. 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 Will you please now join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks for joining us in prayer and pledge. We have a brief meeting tonight, but still, please take a moment and silence your cell phones during this meeting. The City Council encourages public participation. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. However, this time limit may be reduced if there are numerous speakers on a particular item. To ensure efficient proceedings, all persons addressing the City Council shall state their name and shall speak in a civil and courteous manner. Speakers shall address the agenda topic only to which they are speaking on and shall not be repetitive. Members of the audience, please respect the rights of others and refuse or do not create noise or other disturbances so as to disrupt or disturb persons who are addressing City Council, council members who are speaking, or otherwise impede the orderly conduct of the meeting. And again, we always appreciate you adhering to those instructions. Now we have the next item on the agenda is the reading and approval of the minutes from our meeting on July 13th.
Mayor, would like to make a motion that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of July 13th and that they be adopted as recorded.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to dispense with the reading of the minutes and to adopt them as they have been recorded. Any comment about this particular motion? All right. Seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Look, we've got some special recognition. The Natchitoches Police Department Citizens Academy. Y'all, and this came about, looks like we have 8 individuals, came about, started with a grant that we received. I believe it's a small town violent crime reduction program. Is that how we say it? Yeah. So our partners in Merchant McIntyre wrote this grant. NPD receives grants all the time, but I think this is maybe the largest singular grant. Is that correct? That we received $300,000+. And one of the things, there's several things that we will do, and Chief can kind of articulate some of those benefits or things we got as a result of winning this grant. I say it like that. But the Citizens Academy, which we had a couple council members there, Councilwoman at Large, Smith Kirkendall, Councilwoman Washington Eli. But look, I was really impressed with some of the things that, some of the activities that they participated in. Didn't realize that they were going to be that involved and really understand how it was going to go. So I really, by being at the graduation, I see the purpose of the academy. So Chief, I don't know if you want to say, obviously we've got Captain Mezier who oversaw the program. I think he walked in. But Chief, what you want to, you want to say? Want Captain Mezier?
Yes, sir. Well, as you know, as part of the Serve Natchitoches grant, that was $292,000, which was a pretty substantial amount of money. it allows for us to do a series of things. And with the Citizens Academy, the main emphasis of that was to engage the public, to have them come see what our law enforcement officers do, get a real perspective of, a lot of times they see things on TV or they hear about things, especially out of different jurisdictions, and this gives them a real practical way of looking at how we perform as law enforcement, the things that we have to go through and consider, and the laws that are about that. But I have Captain Billy Mezier here. He's the chair for our community engagement and also the one responsible for coordinating with all of our personnel that participate. We have several individuals that actually act as instructors during this period, so he can elaborate. Captain?
Cap, just state your first and last name, and then we appreciate you for leading the program.
Billy Mazier. The Citizen Academy is to kind of give our citizens an idea of training, issues, problems, things that we go through. But more so, it is a way of getting the people, for the citizens to understand what we go through, as well as how to handle different situations, case they arise. So if you have a complaint, who do I need to take this complaint to? You need to go talk to this person here. If I have a problem with an officer, you need to go talk to this person here. So we kind of give something to the citizens, and in return, all that we ask for them is pass on that information, ask more people to attend, and let's see if we can make this thing bigger and better.
Yep.
That's it.
And I think we had 8, so we're going to do another academy.
We are accepting applications right now. We plan to have our first class September 1st, I think.
September 1st, so we really want to make a great push and see if we can get more than 8 to graduate this time, and now that everybody kind of sees what the program is about, so we'll make a really good push. I think Greeley gave you some photo. Would you share some photos or whatever?
I just got individual pictures and a couple of videos, so if anybody wants to comment on them as I scroll through them, just let me know.
Okay, that'll be the chief or captain. Yeah. What they doing here?
Train.
Got him at the shooting range.
At the,
All right, so this is our last, excuse me, this is our last day. So we actually, on this day, this early morning, we took them to the range to give them an idea of a piece of what we go through, not the actual whole course. So this is what we have here. Each person who had participated in shooting had a safety officer, so you'll see the police officer behind each one. That's just for safety for them as well as us. And you see some of the target practices that they have there. All right, so here we start doing scenarios. So basically what we do is we give them an idea of a call, information that we receive, and then we says, okay, here you go, and we put them in. So this is traffic stops, this particular one. All right, so here, Miss Eliza, one of the few ladies that actually wanted to get tased. There is a video of it, and her and Miss Wysing was the only two. They went extra and above and beyond.
Okay, look, and like I said, what we want, that looks like more of the range, but we just want to push it out. I think it's a really good program. And Chief, y'all also have something y'all pushing now, RAD?
yes, sir. We also, as part of that Serve Natchitoches grant, we're having training for the RAD, which is Rape Aggression Defense. It's open to any female that's of the age of 16 or older. It's free to the public. It's covered under the grant, and what they'll do is bring them through the awareness that, unfortunately, it's a crime of violence, and we want to make sure that our females and are safe, and that we provide this service to them to help develop, just once again, engaging the public, making sure that they understand we do way more than just arrest people, and then also give them the opportunity to understand the actual real life and split-second decisions our law enforcement have to go through while balancing, making sure they stay aware of jurisprudence changes in laws, and also with the goal of trying to make sure we get home safely and that the individuals we're dealing with, that we're handling the situation as best as possible to make sure they're safe as well.
So just to give us some idea of what all is coming with this, what all are we getting? So we got the Citizens Academy. It's
Citizens
paying for
Academy, we have
RAD.
RAD. We also have the Senior Patrol. Senior Patrol is Captain Susan Johnson is responsible for that component of it. We take members who are volunteers from the city who want to give back to their community. They want to be part of it. Often we hear that our officers are not engaging the community and that we don't spend enough time with individuals, especially our at-risk population. And this gives us the ability to not only reach out and follow up and do welfare checks on people, they can sit down and have cups of coffee and just kind of talk to them about things that are going on in their neighborhood. And these are people that are from the communities that they're serving in. And it's, once again, funded by our grant that we were able to get to help engage the community, get information, maybe address some things that could lead to violence in our communities, and open that pathway so that we can have an open dialogue. Because one thing about the academy, we got feedback. We conducted surveys. They told us what we did good. They told us what we need to improve on. And fortunately, that's where we have to start with any community program like that. We want people to give us ideas and give us some suggestions.
Are those the three components, just those three?
No, we also have another component, which is the Violent Crime Task Force. That's headed up by Lieutenant Rudolph Glass. That component is mainly driven to interdict, disrupt any violence that we have in our community, target those individuals that are, I've said it before, 6% of our population cause 60% of our problems. And so if we can target and actually take action against them to get them off the streets of Natchitoches, that would be an improvement. And by engaging the community to help them get to a point where they feel trust and the ability to speak with us and pass on information, and us also targeting that violence, we can address some of the issues that we've had.
Just wanted to share with folks who didn't either know about the graduation. Again, like I said, I was impressed. I'm sure I had two council who were there also walked away with some of the same thoughts that I had. I also wanted to, we've got some grants that are working. This is one, so we don't just win them and, we put these dollars to work so they can do what they need to do. Aside from the violent crime reduction for small towns, it's a whole little thing that it says. But obviously, we got the Second Street project that's technically capital outlay that's moving for us. And we've got the fire station that's moving for us. Soon we will do the roof on City Court, so we're gonna get that moving. That's basically almost all being funded by the state as well. So we're appreciative of those dollars coming in so we can make the improvements we need. Thank you, Captain Meziere and Chief, ultimately for your leadership there and seeing this grant, seeing it to fruition.
And I would like to add, I thank all the officers with our department and employees, because it actually covers, they get to see 911 communications, how that works, how our dispatchers are pretty much the lifeline for our officers and the community out there. And then we also have, a lot of times people lose sight of, when we generate paperwork, that paperwork has to go through a process, especially in order to get to a court setting where people can have their day in court. And so our records division takes care of that for us and make sure that we keep everything in order and everything's accounted for. So I'd like to recognize all our staff for a tremendous workload that they have and the job that they do. They try to the best of abilities, and they definitely want to give back to the community and do above and beyond what our employees are responsible for. So, thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you all for doing it.
Thank you.
We'll be looking out for the next cohort coming out. We'll certainly push it, all right?
Mayor, I
Great
got just a
job,
couple more
great job.
videos if you want to watch.
Which one you,
Couple.
you got that person being tased?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Elisa
We got a couple of them.
All right.
One of them made like a little church noise.
and Ms. Weiss. She made a church noise.
Okay, here we go.
Taser, taser. Lay down, lay down, lay down, lay down. All right, stay down. Right, don't move.
You did damn good.
All right, y'all ready? Ready. You gotta look forward. Taser. taser, taser.
See, that's my church noise. That's my church noise right there. She did that, woo! Yeah, that got a little kick out of everybody. Hey, let us know whenever you're at the council. You can taste council. Well, look, again, we appreciate what y'all did with that. All right, look, we've got a proclamation next, and it's read by Councilman Harrington.
This is Proclamation 51 of 2026, a proclamation declaring August 2nd through 8th, 2026 as National Health Center Week in the city of Natchitoches. Whereas for over 60 years, community health centers have provided high-quality, affordable, comprehensive primary and preventative health care in our nation's communities with limited access, delivering value to and having a significant impact on America's health care system. And whereas as the country's largest primary care network, community health centers are the health care home for 52 million Americans in over 17,000 communities across the country. 1 in every 7 people in the United States gets their care at community health centers. And whereas community health centers are a critical element of the nation's health system, serving rural, suburban, island, frontier, mountain, and urban populations, often providing the only source of primary care in their communities. Nationwide, community health centers serve 1 out of every 3 residents of rural areas. And whereas community health centers are responding to the chronic disease epidemic by expanding access to primary care, which keeps Americans healthy and out of expensive settings like hospital emergency rooms. Community health centers provided cancer screenings to over 10 million patients in 2024 and helped 67% of patients control their hypertension and 72% of patients control their diabetes. And whereas community health centers develop new approaches to integrating a wide range of services beyond primary care, including nutrition, oral health, vision, behavioral health, and pharmacy services, to provide comprehensive care that allows each patient to thrive. Community health centers have more than doubled their behavioral health workforce in the last decade to meet Americans' growing need. Whereas community health centers are governed by patient majority boards, ensuring patients are engaged in their health care decisions. Whereas community health centers are locally owned and operated small businesses that serve as critical economic engines, helping to power local communities by generating $261.7 billion in economic activity. And whereas community health centers nationally support more than 809,000 direct and indirect jobs, including physicians, dentists, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, licensed family therapists, and certified nurse midwives who work as part of multidisciplinary clinical teams designated to treat the whole person. And whereas the community health center model continues to be an effective means of overcoming barriers to health care access, including geography, income, and insurance status, improving health outcomes and reducing costs. And whereas community health centers are on the front lines of emerging healthcare crisis, providing access to care for our nation's veterans, addressing the opioid epidemic, and responding to public health threats in the wake of natural disasters. Community health centers operate over 1,200 mobile units, providing care for hundreds of rural and urban communities. And whereas National Health Center Week offers the opportunity to celebrate America's over 1,500 community health center organizations with more than 17,000 service delivery sites, including upwards of 4,400 school-based health centers. We honor their dedicated staff, board members, patients, and all those responsible for their continued success and growth since the first community health centers opened their doors more than 60 years ago. Whereas during National Health Center Week, we celebrate the legacy of America's community health centers and their vital role in building innovative care across local communities where it matters most. Whereas Outpatient Medical Center Incorporated has operated as the Louisiana Community Health Center for 49 years. Whereas I, Ronnie Williams Jr., Mayor, proclaim August 2nd through 8th, 2026 as National Health Center Week. I encourage all Americans to participate in this week by visiting one of Outpatient Medical Center sites located at, there's one here, 1640 Brazil Springs Street, 804 North Beach Street, and 908 South 10th Street in Leesville. And I'm sorry, the Beach Street was in Tallulah. I move to adopt Proclamation 51 of 2026.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded. we have a new executive director, Mr. Roger Campbell, at the outpatient clinic. He's a good brother. And just as Councilman Harrington was reading, you know, some of these facts are really astonishing. The 52 million Americans who are served, 17,000 communities, and then even the $261.7 billion economic activity. But most importantly, giving quality care to people in underserved communities. So we really certainly want to participate, and when this was sent over to us, we certainly think that this makes a lot of sense. I don't know if either of you, I know two of you are representing the outpatient clinic. Any comments you want to make? You don't have to feel any pressure to do that if you want to.
Just wanted to say thanks for approving the proclamation. I'm Roger Campbell, CEO.
Tell him.
But I just wanted to thank the
Hey, can we have you? I know, yeah, we'll have you come. And just state your first and last name. And Alex, he's a brother who knows about 1911, the significance of 1911, okay? All right, state your first and last name.
Roderick Campbell.
Yes, sir.
And just wanted to thank the mayor and the council for approving the proclamation. Outpatient Medical Center has been in existence, incorporated for 49 years. So next year, we'll be celebrating 50 years of providing quality healthcare services to residents in Natchitoches and the surrounding areas. So just want to invite everyone to come by the health center anytime. We're here to serve the community. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're governed by patients. That's one of the unique aspects of community health centers. It's patient-led, so they get to approve policy. They hire the executive director. In some cases, they could fire the executive director. So really, the responsibilities of how the center operates, it rests in the hands of the patients. I think we're the only model designed that way. And 51% of our board members have to be patients of the health center in order for us to qualify. So again, just wanted to say thank you for your support.
Thank you, sir. And before you take your seat, again, we appreciate the work that you not only you, but your team. I was able to do a walkthrough recently, and happy that I was invited to do that. Council, y'all got any comments or questions before we put it up for a vote?
Just thank you. Appreciate it.
It's a great place. I have a lot of, I do Social Security disability appeals, and I have a lot of people who've come through y'all's doors and who say y'all, I mean, Miss Doris, I mean, I can't tell you how many people say she saved their lives. I mean, it's incredible what y'all do over there, really.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? Mrs. Stacy, seeing none, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Petey.
Yes.
Did you want to say something? It stood.
He's with the, we could have both of y'all come with a picture here. But, so what all would you be, we're just declaring August 2nd through the 8th. Anything else happening really? Or just?
We're going to have open house Wednesday, that Wednesday of that week, and just have coffee, muffins.
Gotcha.
And just doing tours and answering any questions, giving out health information, but it's going to be business as usual.
Y'all have an active social media?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, we'll share.
Any
We'll share
particular
things.
time it starts?
It's going to be from 8 o'clock until the end of the day. Nothing formal, more informal. We hope people just drop in.
Get some coffee.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's get a picture. Both behind.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, really our only other item left, and I'll explain that a little bit later, We have an ordinance for final, and it's read by Councilman Nielsen.
Ordinance number 25 of 2026, ordinance of the City of Natchitoches, Louisiana, amending the base hourly rate of compensation for police officers and otherwise providing with respect thereto. And this was introduced at the last meeting. So basically, it's whereas the mayor and the city council find that increasing the base hourly rate from $16 per hour to $18 per hour for police officers is necessary and appropriate. And I move to adopt ordinance number 25 of 2026.
Second.
All right, yeah, look, so we certainly notice, I'll just say that if we had unlimited pot of money, we certainly would move to make adjustments in other areas as well. Now, what this is, and I even shouldn't say unlimited pot, just some other resources to do it, because many of our workers work very hard for the city. Now, this is not a new tax. This is a tax that dates back, I think, 95, Chief. Is this 95, Chief? Did we say this is a 95 era tax? And so year 95. For the longest, we thought that, and I kind of explained this a couple weeks ago when we met, but that was just this thought that it couldn't be used. It could only be used for capital expenditures, vehicles, and if we were to do some, maybe build a new headquarters, which we do eventually need that, but that's a different day. But when we actually read, and Alex named the term last time, I forgot it's some legal term, but when we actually read what the citizens voted on in 95, it says not just capital expenditures, but it also says operating expenses as well. And what's included in operating expenses will be your payroll and some other day-to-day things that you can do with this. So this is not any increase on the residents. This is just after the legal opinion that we could use that tax to enhance some salaries. And the reason why we want to do that is we just want to be more competitive with other agencies to make sure that we could keep warm bodies, capable bodies within the Natchitoches police force. Again, it's my thought, and I believe it's the council's belief as well, that this city is worth protecting and worth having the best that we could possibly have to guard it. I believe we're one of the jewels, not only in North Louisiana, Central Louisiana, but I believe all of Louisiana. And I hear it everywhere I go about how much people love to come to Natchitoches, and we get called out continuously in a positive way. And to make sure that continues to happen, we do need to have certainly be more competitive. So I think this would be something great to pass. Chief, I don't know if you have any remark. I will say she's not here, but I will give a little bit of a kudos to Clarissa. Because Chief and I, it had always been, no, we can't use it for that. And I never even thought about it, but just had a conversation with her, and it just kind of prompted to say, hey, well, let's let the attorneys take a look at it. And so conversation with her kind of led to that, and then after they looked at it and said, hey, yeah, it's no restriction on using it for salary. So, Chief, you got anything?
I would just like to say that I commend all of our officers and employees at the Natchitoches Police Department, and I know this raise will help them. They do a lot. They're called upon consistently for all of the festivals, all of the last-minute things that we have pop up, and they come out and work those things. Of course, they all know coming into the profession of law enforcement, it's usually a thankless job, but the reward of helping the citizens is more than rewarding. But at the same time, we would like to compensate our officers for the job that they do and putting their lives on the line, knowing that every day they put that badge on and come out, that they may not make it home. They have to go through grueling training in order to do what they're doing, and then on top of it, they have to stay current with that training. And that's a lot that we ask of them. And so just the consideration of increasing that pay to make it more competitive so that we can get more people coming into our department, helping provide those services, and to ensure the safety of the citizens, I implore you all to vote yes.
So this is we're now at 16. We were at 13 a couple years ago, and thanks to you, council, we were able to get to 16 from 13. And so now this is just everybody is just, I mean, the chief and I were talking. I think Baton Rouge moved up to be the highest paid, and just everybody's just doing. It's scarce. It's very scarce for officers or to get officers. So you just got to try to be as competitive as you possibly can. So that's why we're looking at this and doing it now. So again, it'll be a $2, and it has to work its way all the way up based on civil service rules and things like that. Okay. All right. Any comment at this time? We'll certainly hear any comment. Questions? Okay. All right, Mr. Stacey, seeing none, roll call vote?
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Peachy.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries, certainly well-deserved. I will say as well, we are a festival town. Somebody said the other day, I don't remember who it was, we're North Louisiana, but we feel like a South Louisiana city. I mean, you really got a lot going on. But on the downside of that is, it does kind of wear your force out a little bit. So if we have more bodies that we could attract, that'll be better. We also saw what happened the other day, this weekend in Seattle. They had a free festival, so 3 people were killed because 2 people got into it and they decided to shoot at one another. And they didn't kill each other, they killed innocent people who went to the festival. So we have to always be aware of things like that. You just never know what's on somebody's mind, and just the dangers of law enforcement. So just wanted to kind of throw that out there. All right. All right, this particular item, that's why I say the agenda is really shorter, because since the meeting that we had a couple weeks ago, I believe the permitting fees were paid. Is that correct? I'm told that. So we actually need it's a moot point at this point, so we need a motion to withdraw.
May I make a motion that we remove the item 026 from the table?
A second.
Motion is made and seconded. Again, like I said, we can vote it, but it doesn't matter because the fees have been paid. All right, any questions about this one? Yes, sir.
Who paid the fees?
Chantrell? The question
Who's
was who paid
taken?
the fees?
The Rose, the property paid.
Rose Properties.
Yeah, okay. All right, any other comments or questions? All right, seeing none, Mr. Stacey, roll call vote on the motion to withdraw.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Peachy.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. We're just now down to announcements. Our next meeting is going to be August 10th. All right, at the same time. We do always encourage you, especially at this time of year, to download the Go Natchitoches app. We officially kicked off the Christmas season. I know it's July, but it was a wonderful press conference a couple days ago, well, on Friday. A great press conference, and really looking forward to a wonderful Christmas season. We're celebrating 100 years. There is an exhibit on the second floor at the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, so please make sure you check that out. And we always, also the Natchitoches group, we want you to download that as well. A few more announcements we want to share with you. Open Swim, that's $1 Monday through Thursday. So it already started, and so I'm sure it's going to go a little bit after school. It's going to go right before school ends? Okay.
It ends this week.
Oh, it is this week, okay. Because we are getting ready for school to start.
And I was told, Mayor, if I could say this, on Thursdays and Fridays, there's free swimming lessons, I was told to point that out.
We
10 and
offer
11.
that, yes, but that is full. We can only
It's
have
full?
so many swimmers.
Okay,
That's
it's full, okay,
full.
great.
And I think the Natchitoches Community Improvement Foundation helped us, did they? They helped us with that?
They
Okay.
covered it.
So we appreciate that contribution. All right, so we've got just a few more days left for Open Swim, I guess it is. Okay, Mary Bird, y'all, this is happening this week. You may have seen the sign already out. Is that where the old Sears used to be, I think? But July 28th, 3 to 5. And again, open house informational session. Excited to be a part of the Natchitoches community. So just let's go see what all they're going to offer. It's going to be in the cancer treatment, I believe. All right? We Care Ministries, 750 Wheeler Drive. So they're, of course, NPSO did their big back-to-school expo, which is always great, but you do have some others, and if there's some other youth in our community that are in need, certainly, but so July 31st, 6 to 8 p.m., We Care Ministries is going to have their Pack with Purpose back-to-school bash. There's a free clothing giveaway, going to be August 1st, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Fellowship Hall at First Baptist Church on Amulet Street, and it's sponsored by Easter Grand Chapter, OES District 10, and yeah, so they have boys and girls clothing, men clothing, women clothing of all ages, so that's really good. This is the Back to School Bash put on by Coach D Foundation and Go DJ Chris, August 8th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's going to be at the City Park, and they're asking for donations. And again, 3 ways that you can give to donate to that. So again, a lot of great people, organizations stepping up to make sure our youth have what they need to be successful. All right, another back to school bash. Okay, so this is going to be Sunday, August the 9th. And it looks like they have free school supplies, and they've got free haircuts, various community resources, fun, food, giveaways. So supporting the youth. Crew of the 9 is involved in that as well. All right, annual 5th quarter at the Sports Hall of Fame. But bringing the coaches and players together, Natchitoches Central, Lakeview, St. Mary's, Northwestern State, and this is going to be August 8th at noon, free and open to the public. So good to see. I'm sure that each team is going to have their schedules available. So I think if you're like me, getting ready for football, excited about it, you want to be there on August 8th. All right, we've got the Zydeco. This is 27 years of the Cane River Zydeco Festival, and that's certainly kudos to them for being for doing it for 27 years, and Polka Run. So that's going to be Labor Day weekend, the 4th and 5th, food, beverage, and vendors. Typically, the cost to get in, Chief?
Friday is
Admission.
free, right?
Friday is free, and then even Saturday is not too bad. Have y'all announced who the singer's going to be?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so they're going to have, it's Zydeco, so you know it's going to be a Zydeco artist. So it won't be me this time, all right? All right, what else we got? So we've got the 25 years. All right, so we've got festivals nearing 30 years. So the Meat Pie Festival, so just a couple weeks after the Zydeco Festival, you've got the Meat Pie Festival happening. So that's one that's free, and always music and food and rides and things like that for the kids. All right. So, and then we're getting ready for the Women's Resource Center Gala, September 24th. And again, always an event that's well attended. And then the Natchitoches Car Show. So Natchitoches Car Show is going to be October 2nd through the 3rd, so that first weekend in October. When is that, Shauna, when is the Bigfoot Festival? I don't know, do we have it's in September, I think. It's in September. So, like I say, you breathe a little bit in August, but then you get to September, we're going to be rolling. And then October, and of course, I think, do we have anything else going? All right, then top of the booth, so a couple weeks. So you really get to where you've got something to do every other weekend, maybe not every weekend, every other weekend in the city of Natchitoches. This is going to be a big deal. Those are, some pretty big artists, I think, right, Eddie? Lee Bryce, Dylan Scott. I'm told that they're pretty well known. Country music, but pretty well known. All right, so this is going to be the first year that they're doing it, and it's going to be at Northwestern State, so we really want to support what they're doing. Thousands? We've already sold thousands of tickets, so it's going to be it's going to be great. All right, so next going to be busy coming the next few weeks. All righty. Okay, and we just ended our farmers market. We won't be back until the fall. All right, so we'll have, and the fall is always an abbreviated market. All right, those are our announcements. This time we're here we will hear a motion to adjourn. Excuse me.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second?
All right, motion is made and second. Good to have Jenna Severance with us today. Motion is made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned. Y'all have a great night, folks. Okay.